Hi, today we're going to be working on Module 5, Lesson 18. This is on page 107 in your Eureka book. So you're going to be looking at page 107, please. 107. And again, we're going to be drawing some specific shapes to match the criteria listed on page 107. We'll be drawing quadrilaterals. And this time we're going to draw a rhombus with no right angles. So if we recall, yesterday we learned that a rhombus is a parallelogram, but it's a parallelogram with equal sides. So parallelograms have two pair of parallel sides. So I need to draw two pair of parallel sides. And because it's a rhombus, they have to be equal, and they may not have any right angles. So if I draw this like this, one pair of parallel sides, I'm going to draw my second pair right here, and I'm drawing these so I have two acute angles and two obtuse angles. So I have four equal sides, and my sides contain two pair of parallel sides. So this would be a classic rhombus. I always think of those little pattern blocks. This would be that blue pattern block that you might remember from your days in elementary school. So there is a rhombus, a traditional rhombus. No right angles, equal sides, opposite sides are parallel. B is asking you to draw a rectangle with not all equal sides. So a traditional rectangle. Well, a traditional rectangle is also a parallelogram because it has two pairs of parallel sides. Just going to use the symbol for parallel sides. And we do not want our sides to be equal. So traditional rectangle, one pair of parallel sides, a second pair of parallel sides, and because it's a rectangle, I must have four right angles, or 90-degree angles. Four right angles. That's a symbol for angles. We move on to C. C says a rhombus with one right angle. So let's go back and think about a rhombus. A rhombus has two pair of parallel sides, but rhombuses have equal sides. So they're similar in that way to a square, but they don't have to have right angles. So a rhombus with a right angle. So there's a parallel side. These two sides are parallel. And if I want a right angle and I need a second parallel side, I'm actually going to have to draw my shape to look like a square. So a rhombus with one right angle, the only way to do that is to draw a rhombus that has four right angles. So this really should say a rhombus with at least one right angle, because it would be impossible to draw one with just one right angle. So what did we draw here? Really, what we drew was a square. A square is a special rhombus. It's a rhombus with four right angles. Let's move on to D. D says a rectangle with all equal sides. So remember, a rectangle has opposite sides that are parallel, or two pair of parallel sides. A rectangle must have right angles. And if we want our sides to be equal, again, what we drew was a square. So a square is not only a special rhombus, it's also a special rectangle. And if we go back to this diagram that we looked at in the beginning, we see a square is nestled inside a rhombus, which means a square is a rhombus, and a square is also a rectangle. That's why it's embedded inside this rectangle and inside this rhombus. Okay, don't forget to complete your exit ticket when you're finished. Thank you.